button has been pushed.
Oh, ew.
Ew.
Hold on.
That's fine.
Hello. Wait, no.
208.
Na 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 na. No, that's a different podcast.
Huh?
Welcome to episode 208 of Masters of the Forge. Yes, 208.
Yeah.
Here's the frustrating thing, right? Independent characters came back. It did not let us catch up.
No.
How?
No, we came close.
How? And I cannot stress this enough. Dare you people?
You people? Okay.
You people. I'm meaning those people. Well, yeah, great.
Meaning
Well,
Carl.
welcome back. Welcome back to them.
Welcome back, Carl.
Awesome. Good to have them back.
It'll be nice to hear him butcher my last name some more. I missed
on
that.
purpose. Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm glad we're back. I thought you might be dead.
Yeah. Well, it's been a semester. I do apologize to everyone. It's been a semester. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I want to apologize. Going for the next hour and a half to wherever, however long this takes. I'm at that time of year where I just cough for 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm just going to be coughing constantly for anywhere between 7 and 21 days. And there's literally nothing I can do about it. I don't know. I take medicine. It is a weird thing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah. Stupid trees. Dude, I was out running the other day, and I'm running, and a gust of wind comes through, and I look up, and this conifer, this pine tree just what word can I use here? Inseminates the entire area in a giant cloud of tree semen. It was truly the most. It was just. I'm like, that is going in my face with just at least 15 pounds of tree kake. Like,
I was wondering if we would be able to keep this one PG. Well, let's see what happens.
Jason, do you have any hobby progress from the past 3-ish weeks?
Not. Well, okay. So I built Zangors. I finished building the Zangors.
I mean,
finally.
Zangors. Yeah.
I'm still not sure how many he sent me. I've still got a whole bunch of Zangor Enlightened on Discs of Zinch that I'm just not even going to think about for a while. I did go through and I spent last night clipping all the extra bits that come with those kits, because you can build them in like 3 or 4 different configurations, and I just had a ton of stuff. And I can use that for other things. I've been thinking about this. I'm going to go ahead and we've been running this. I guess all of 9th edition, we've done 3 campaigns.
Yeah. 3.
We had 1,000 Suns versus Drukhari, 1,000 Suns versus Orcs,
yeah,
and now the Imperium. And I keep running the same Exalted Sorcerer, and so I'm just going to keep running him for a while.
Oh, sure.
I'm going to go ahead and do a kit bash to miniature because
awesome.
I'm going to create a really cool staff headpiece using the quadruple bladed Zangor axe. It's a really cool looking bit. It's a great looking bit. And so I'm just going to make that the staff the staff head, and I'm going to use one of the Enlightened Zangor Discs of Zinch, the one that has the little mini screamers on it, because that'll make it look cool. And I'll probably use some 6th edition, not 6th edition, sorry, Mark 6 Horus Heresy Marines as the basis, and I'll just do some conversion work on it. So yeah,
so you're making lemons out of lemonade,
pretty much.
I mean, lemonade. Wait.
I'm doing
whatever.
something. I'm not sure
you're
what I'm doing.
A thing. You have 5,000 Zangor, and you're using them to the best of your ability.
Yeah, I've got some. I could probably just chop off all the swords and whatnot and turn into take all the like bodies, like the arms and the chests, and turn them into like some really weird chaos spawn if I wanted.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You could do a gore, like a Zinchian gore
Yeah.
Militarum like Kit Bash army. I think Tucker would really appreciate it if he saw you build an entirely new army based on models that he gave you.
Oh well, I did. That's gonna well. If we keep the Warp Meld Pact going into 10th edition, which I don't know, it's one of those things I think would probably be really cool in narrative for 1,000 Suns, so I can see them doing it. So I can always run that. Will I want to put it on a... Well, I want to pack it up and take it to New York or Adepticon? Probably not, but, you know, I definitely play it locally if I don't have to move it around a lot, just because some of those Zangors they feel a little frail or fragile, like compared to Space Marines. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not sure.
I feel like I've done other hobby, but I don't remember what it was, and I didn't write it down. But
yeah, well, you know, it was all a blur, really.
Yeah, it was all a dream. It was all a dream. JR wasn't shot. Man, wow, that's a spoiler. Okay. I did order the... If that's a spoiler for you, well, first of all, congratulations on knowing what that means. And second, I did order the Cerberus, however you pronounce it, heavy tank destroyer, and I also picked up the Titanicus open war deck because I figured the heavy tank destroyer would be fun to paint. You know?
Yeah, why not?
And I would like to play more Titanicus because I had such a good time playing it, and I've got miniatures, so I might as well build it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What do you have? You've got more than I've got.
Yeah. So wait, the Cerberus heavy tank destroyer, is that the one with the super duper laser gun?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It looks obnoxious.
It's a Vindicator, but super duper laser gun.
Pretty much. I figured that it would be... I've got more than enough 1,000 Suns foot guys. I don't need any more. Right. I don't need to build any more attack marines. I don't want to, and I wouldn't mind building like tanks and whatnot because why not? I don't do it very often.
Right. So. Yeah. So, and sometimes, you know, why rely on the powers of the warp and like getting your brain corrupted by some evil demon?
Yeah.
Just to take down a like Reaver Titan, when instead you could just have a tank that shoots a super duper laser gun.
Pew pew.
Yeah, right. So what did I do? Okay, so it has been a while since we chatted.
Yeah.
So I painted up another lance of battle mechs before our annual gaming gathering.
Yeah.
I painted a Wasp, a Highlander, a Thug, and a Sentinel. And I've actually been playing quite a bit of BattleTech lately. It's really easy just to sit down with a friend on the dining room table and play some BattleTech.
Well, I mean, it's an old rule set. It's not...
It's very old.
Terribly intricate, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty crunchy. It's pretty crunchy, actually, but still, but it is accessible, and the rules have barely changed over the years. I've heard that Catalyst did a super poor job with Shadowrun, most recent version of Shadowrun.
Yeah,
but BattleTech players are so incredibly averse to change that even Catalyst didn't pull the trigger on making a new rule set for BattleTech. So
wow.
Well, they made an alternate rule set for BattleTech for taking like lots more battle mechs.
Yeah,
I want like BattleTech has always had an issue with mass combat with more than like maybe 8 mechs at a time. It starts to really bog down, and they've had various ways of doing that over the years, and they did create a new one called First Strike, and I haven't tried that yet, but the regular BattleTech game has almost no changes in the past 30 whatever years. I saw someone post something the other day like, who I think it was someone on our server actually. They said, "Oh, now I know." Somebody posted a picture of old Chaos Knights or Imperial Knights from Epic Space Marine or Epic 40K. Like, oh, now I know where BattleTech got the design for the Urban Mech from. I'm like, Urban Mech came out before that. Like, BattleTech has been around.
For
like the Urban Mech came out in 1986.
Yeah.
No, it was a Chaos Dreadnought of some. Anyways, BattleTech, the Urban Mech itself came out in 86, which is the same year that Rogue Trader came out.
Yeah.
And BattleTech came out in 85, 83.
I think
like
83 sounds
84. It was a long time ago. It's been around for a while. It doesn't matter who came first because robots are cool regardless of who whose IP it's a part of, especially big trash can shaped robots that shoot big guns and then explode.
I mean, angry washing machines?
Angry washing machines. Oh, rip. RIP angry washing machine.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in Astropathic Communique actually. So I started
boarding action.
Yeah, boarding action train. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm overselling it. I'm not so excited. I have accepted my fate. So those are two diametric. Really? Those are very polarizing statements. Well,
keep going. I'm keen to hear this.
Yeah. I not so much love life at its fullest, but more want to lay down and die in the forest and let the earth consume me. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
No, the boarding actions train is pretty cool. I like it. I'm just dry brushing.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm doing. I am doing it red though. I got the Mephiston red out and I'm dry brushing with my makeup brushes and it's going pretty well. I have noticed that if you try to get the makeup brush too dry, like if you treat it like a normal dry brush, it doesn't really work. It needs to be somewhat damp. So what I've been doing is I've actually been using my wet palette to get the paint. Now, if you talk to Artist Opus. Yeah. I was at an Artist Opus booth at Adepticon and he explained like his brushes or their brushes, they want them to be slightly damp, not super dry. And I think it's the same way with the makeup brushes. They are so good at dusting like your face and not like the paint does not adhere to these bristles at all. Really?
Oh, okay.
So you need a little bit of moisture
just to
get it to hold on to adhere to the bristles. Exactly. Okay. So I recommend getting a wet palette and also like another piece of terrain to start the dry brush on.
Yeah. For
testing purposes, don't do it on like a paper towel like you normally do with a dry brush or like your desk like I do because my desk upstairs, my painting desk is it has texture. Let's call it.
It has character.
It has character, but it literally has like texture from having so much paint and glue and other semi-solids drying onto it that it's just
okay. Cool.
Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. So I'm dry brushing boarding actions trains. Red at top of the terrain piece. Like if you have a wall, it starts red on the top. Going to Doom Bull brown on the bottom. And I'm going to doing some more brown, like sepia steppling throughout. And then I'm doing just a light silver over top. Heavier silver where people would be touching, like, or where things might bang into it, like on the ground level. And then at the top, much less because there would be less things banging into the paint. If you take what I mean. After that, I'll sort all the pieces by piece by type. Like there's 4 of each piece because there's 4 of each sprue in there, and I'll do each piece at a time so I can get exactly the same paint on each one, like the buttons and hoses, and that way I won't forget a piece. If you take my meaning.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
a detail. I'm not going to do it. I am explicitly avoiding washes. I don't want to be slathering these with washes.
Yeah.
Not just because it would be a pain in the butt, but also it would use up a lot of wash. So I'm
Yeah,
actively
these are
avoiding
big.
washes. They're
Yeah.
big. Maybe for the hoses when I paint them silver, I'll hit them with Nuln Oil, right? But that's
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah, that works. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and boarding actions in person is good. But I'll tell you what, man, the setup. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. So
Okay.
the two of us, we've been playing using the pre-set up boards on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, make it easy.
Oh man, dude. Putting these boards together in RLs is a bit rough. It's a bit tough.
Really?
Yeah, oh, it's so much. But I life hack, each piece is numbered and lettered, so like one piece will be A5 or B2 or whatever, and it's very specific on the board. I actually wrote the letters. I wrote the designation on each piece. That way
Okay.
we can easily place them on the board.
Yeah.
It does take a bit to set up, but you know, it's worth it because the games are pretty quick. Like,
Yeah.
they really don't take long. They're not like Kill Team where it's like fewer models
Yeah.
but way more rules.
Yeah.
It's not a lot more rules, so it's pretty quick.
I was talking with someone about Kill Team recently and how, you know, I've played Kill Team in every edition since 6th edition, and this one, the current version is just a little too much.
A little differenter. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, like boarding actions is closer to Kill Team of 6th and 7th edition.
Yeah, well, in 6th and 7th edition, Kill Team was basically just 40k, but just smaller. So I finished the last Ghost book on audiobook on Audible that I could finish.
Yeah.
Because then it skips like 3 books and then picks up again on
Are you serious?
Audible.
Oh, that's
lame. There's like, I think it's like 11 through 14 is not available on audiobook.
Wait, how many books are in this series?
I don't know, 1 million.
Oh,
all written by the same person. Like,
send him knows Dan Abnett.
Yeah. So, and it's really good. Like, I am super enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I am just upset because now, Jason,
you have to read them.
I have to literally read a book, which, how dare you?
Considering that I can't listen to audiobooks just because of my job, you'll be okay.
No, I won't. This is crap. What am I supposed to do?
When I say
where am I supposed to find the time to
for work purposes? Yeah,
you would just die. Yeah, where am I supposed to find the time to do this reading?
If you get an ebook, you can actually set.
No, you can't. They disable that in all of them. They can't.
They did?
It's like a copyright thing.
But there's it's under
for accessibility, right?
Yes, accessibility.
Have to actually have it. I thought that they put the kibosh on that for copyright reasons.
They might have, but I was under the impression it was still working a few months ago.
No. Okay. Well,
I haven't tried it though. Not recently.
Well,
no.
I can see the ADA being like, yeah, that's not illegal. You have to let people have a spoken version of your book.
Yeah, you don't mess with the ADA. Not if you want to keep not if you want to keep what you got. Yeah.
The place I work at, we just constantly get sued for ADA. It's true. Like, there's entire law firms devoted to going to websites and scanning them for ADA compliance and suing the website for non-compliance.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some of them are not for profit, so they don't actually like collect if you fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the ones who
Yeah.
don't fix it, they get money, and the ones who do fix it, they're like, "Good, thank you for fixing it."
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's a weird thing. But yeah, I pre-ordered the Galadark terrain for boarding actions. That's the one we missed. Well, the one I missed that I really wanted. It's got the destructible terrain and the features that like that pop out. And that's the one that you can do. I think that's from the Lion book, the breaching actions.
Oh, okay.
Like missions where it's all like
I have that book too. Where'd it go?
Yeah, it's I want to play those missions.
Yeah,
and I think it would be a lot easier with the actual terrain it's supposed to use. And it also comes with that sweet holographic map. Like the table that shows a holographic map of the boarding actions terrain. I super duper wanted that, so
cool.
Yeah, that was an easy pre-order for me.
Yeah.
I also I too pre-ordered the Titanicus Open Engine War deck because it's freaking rad. I've used it with Josh in the past, and it's super fun. And so that was a easy click. There's $30 I'll never see again. That's fine. Now you can't take it with you, and let's be honest, Quinn does not deserve it. So
someone had a rough day.
Yeah. How dare you? Oh wait, hold on, Jason. Hold on. Shh. You hear that? It's so quiet.
Oh yeah, that's not going to last.
We're talking, and there's nobody else in the room yelling at me and sitting on my lap and pushing the keys.
That's
Some
true.
people say there'll come a day you'll miss it. Anyways, games played. No, I believe that's very true.
Just this one for me today.
Understood. I had a game of AOS with Tucker in the garage. First game of the year.
Oh yeah,
super nice. Oh yeah, it was super good. I don't even remember what like army he played. It was probably Gutbuster or what are you called? Ogre Kingdoms. I think it was Ogre Kingdoms, which is Ogre Maw tribes now. Anyways, we always have a nice time. I was hoping to get a game in before my cousin came to visit, but I don't think I'm going to get a game in. That's okay. Anyways, I also had a couple of boarding actions games with Kendrick. We did try the first one. I think we picked an easy one. The second one, I picked one from the Lion. Because the Lion has that first grouping of missions where it's just regular missions with weird rules on top of them.
Yeah.
I like those. I think I might pick up that Lion book just to have it because the missions in there are sweet. They have the Galadark, like the breaching action missions, and the weirdo missions.
I have that book just because it had the Thousand Suns rules in it.
Right.
And those will be supposedly working in 10th edition. So
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. We did the furnace mission for the second mission where like you can turn on like the jet flames inside the one room and make it hot and do mortal wounds. That was super fun. Yeah, it was super fun one. He's been playing his Tyranids. I've been playing my Orcs, and we were hoping to gear up for some 10th edition prep gaming, but like do a campaign. We're just gonna have to wait till after embargo date. So, unfortunately, things are crazy. So that's all I can say about that. I'm sorry, but I think we won't get. We might try to do I don't know. This isn't helpful to any of you.
We're trying to get some more episodes in. We're just trying to figure out how we're getting the time in.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd like to have one more episode this month, although, boy, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's going to have to be like it's just going to have to be, I don't know. Anyways, I would like to get out. The other thing I wanted to say about like gaming, I really want to get out getting more store play, but it's getting so hard. I can't do it. I can't just get. I've been see. I think I have to choose between doing monthly 40K and doing a monthly hiking trip.
Yeah.
And I think for my health, I think the hiking trip is better.
Yeah.
A better choice at the moment, especially as I'm getting older. So
yeah.
I am slowly not even slowly. I think at this point, me and match play just ain't. Every match play game I've played has been a bumbling mess.
Yeah.
In the past months. It's just not something I can do or have time for. Yep. But anyways, I think we can now go beyond the fridge. It sounded like fridge.
Yeah.
Beyond the fridge. What did you want to talk about, Jason?
I was going to talk about the new theme music that will be showing up soon. Mm-hmm. But I have something different. So between playing our game this afternoon and this recording, so that's like 3 hours, I basically agreed to foster at least 4 kittens. It could be 6. I'm not sure. Who were found on campus yesterday and this morning. So they found 2 yesterday and 4 this morning. My colleague also found 3 on her drive from Edinburgh to Brownsville to go to commencement. But she got those dropped off with another foster. So anyways, they're about 3 months old. They need socialization. So I'll be picking those guys up tomorrow and inflicting my personality upon them for the next 4 or 5 days in an effort to help them go to a new home. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My sister's got some kittens in her yard too that she's trying to give away, and I'm like, when he said Quinn would love a kitten, Adam would not.
Yeah,
that girl had better not bring kittens with her when she visits me in a month. There better not be kittens in her car because they will. I will take a whole bunch of pictures of the kitten, and then I'll find another cat that looks like that kitten and take pictures of them over time. And then over the course of the next 20 years, I'll just post pictures on social media of this kitten.
This is so weird.
At various ages. That cat will not be living here. I'll just be posting random pictures of different cats that look like that cat and say, it's mine.
That's weird. Okay. Well, these are all toughed out ear cats, so they're going to be interesting ancestry. We'll see how big they are. But yeah, I'm taking care of them for about a week or so before they go off to be neutered and go off to be adopted out. So, but yeah, that's my Beyond the Fringe. Y'all were going to get me talking about music, but that'll have to wait.
No, that's great. Something else, something different.
Yeah.
I have a few things. I probably should save them for multiple episodes. Anyways, Mrs. Maisel final season is freaking awesome.
Okay, so it's finished now?
Sherman Palladino is a freaking genius.
Okay, so I can go ahead and finish watching it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be 8 episodes or 10. I just watched episode 7, so I need to go back in. But wow, it's been a great season.
Yeah.
A good capstone. I backed the BattleTech Mercenaries Kickstarter to the tune of $150. It's fine.
That's not too bad.
I spent $150 on something I won't get for literally a year and 2 weeks. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it has a bunch of my favorite mechs in it. It has the Charger. I love the Charger. So here's the thing about the Charger. Yeah, most battle mechs that are 80 tons or bigger have a billion weapons on them, or a small number of gigantic weapons on them. The Charger is an assault class battle mech with 4 small lasers.
Oh, so it's just
it just runs around punching people in the face. It's the best. I love this battle mech.
Okay.
It's just the dumbest battle mech ever, and I love everything about it. So yeah, I've also been painting my kitchen cabinets. I want to kill everyone who ever existed. Apparently, you're not supposed to paint your kitchen cabinets because it lowers resale value. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
How many layers of paint did you find on there?
No, well, yeah, you're adorable. No, oh no, these were stained. Also, if you think I'm going down to the wood and before painting, you're sadly mistaken. I did just sand everything, but I sanded it once for prep. I'm not going down to the bare wood. Okay. Just like the wallpaper that's on the walls in that room. I'm not removing that.
Cool.
You're out of your damn mind. I will sand it. I will prime it. I am not removing wallpaper. Never gonna happen. You people can get triggered if you want. I ain't doing that.
It just makes it more bulletproof. Just more layers.
Well, yeah. Well, that's one of my favorite things sometimes about peeling back, like looking at what, like there's sometimes just like 8 layers of stuff on the walls. I told you about my kitchen, which had 3 roofs above it. 3 roofs.
Really?
Literally. Like, no joke. Not the ceiling and 2 roofs. The ceiling, then a void, then a roof, then a void, then a roof, then a void.
Yeah.
Okay. It's I thought we were going to be able to open it up and have a big open space. No. It's full of roof. Anyways, I mean, you could also we already talked about this. The independent characters are back. Welcome back, guys. Once again. All right, let's move into the astropathic communique. What have you seen on the GW website that has excited you?
So, this was just went on pre-sale today. It's one of the new Horus Heresy campaign book, The Siege of Chthoniya. It's the first of their campaign books. Hi, Zed. It's got new rules for Zone Mortalis. It's got core missions for Zone Mortalis. A bunch of new rules for new units. It looks like a new campaign system.
And Zone Mortalis was in like White Dwarf previously, right?
Yeah, this is
full version.
Yeah, this is the full version.
Okay, cool.
But it's supposedly has a new campaign system. And it's lore. There's also a couple of there's a new type of Astartes that's being released, the Inducti. So I actually know that those rules have already been dropped online, but yeah. This looks interesting. I like to see what they're doing with their campaign system. And who knows when I'll get another Horus Heresy game in, but at the very least, I do like the lore at the very least. And the books, I think, are well written. Well, in the past, they have been well written. I'm sure they will continue to be. So, yeah.
Right. Cool. That sounds great. I'm glad it's still getting decent support.
Yeah, I am too. I am too.
My astropathic communique is the confirmed return of Crusade in 10th edition.
That's nice.
Just back as far as the articles have shown us. It's just the same, and that's fine. I think it's a good system, and we'll talk more about that in upcoming episodes.
I'm hoping there are a few. I was hoping that they keep like some of the same relics and whatnot for the various factions, just because I kind of like the relics that they have, if that makes sense.
Fair.
And plus, I don't want to have to I mean, it's not a big deal if this guy has a staff that used to be the Incandium. I'll just look for another staff upgrade. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and I can't imagine us not being able to use the Crusade content from the codexes during the index period for 10th edition.
Yeah.
I suspect we may discuss that a little bit more once we know more about the rules, but I do think that content will be mostly fine until your new codex comes out, because none of these stats and things have changed much, right? Like at least as far as what like
they've shown us. Yeah,
they've shown like the cards have all the same thing except like like every unit has like an objective holding stat where anything troops is 2 and anything other than troops is usually 1 or something like that. Like, so you can extrapolate, you know, if a rule has like gives you objective secured or something. Well, instead of objective secured, you're just +1 hold per model or whatever. So I fully expect at least us to just go ahead and keep using our codex for Crusade stuff until we get a new codex, personally.
That is true.
And it's like D&D, right? So if Ancandium isn't in the new codex,
there'll be another staff.
Even if there's not another staff, just using Candium from the old one. I don't care. Right?
That'll be its name.
Who doesn't want an awesome flamer staff that shoots fire?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that great?
If it's good enough for Gandalf, it's good enough for King Tut on Poopin or whatever. So anyways, that Crusade, yay. There's a bunch of other stuff on there that's super awesome, and I just picked one thing. I wasn't going to go too much into all this 9th edition talk because we're going to have multiple episodes about this topic. Anyways, that is our intro. We are going to take a quick break, but then when we come back, we are going to chat about the final game of our 9th edition campaign, Incursion into Lucky Space. Stick with us. Damn, I knew it was around here somewhere. Damn, where is it?
Can I help you?
Ah! Scared me.
What do you seek?
I need the perfect scenario for a narrative game I'm running this week, and I can't find one.
Sir, this is the Black Library. We don't have narrative scenarios.
Well, then where should I go?
Might I recommend the Tabletop Campaign Repo?
The Tabletop Campaign Repo? What's that?
The Tabletop Campaign Repo is an ad-free site for hosting resources related to playing tabletop miniatures wargaming.
Oh, like scenarios?
Absolutely. Also, event packs, custom objectives, tracking sheets, custom terrain rules, maps, icon packs, award templates, and more.
Oh, and this is for Warhammer 40k?
Among other things. There's also Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and others. They're always open for content submissions for any system, even non-Games Workshop materials.
Oh, that's awesome. It sounds like a great way to save all of this great content the community makes. A lot of that stuff often ends up disappearing into a dead message board or Facebook group.
Exactly. It's a real community effort.
Great. So how do I get there?
Just go to that webway gate marked tcrepo.com.
tcrepo.com. Got it. Can I ask you one more question before I go?
Fire away.
This place is really easy to find. How come Armand can never find it?
Oh, because it's more funny that way.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Once again, the Tabletop Campaign repository can be found at tcrepo.com, and they're always looking for submissions.
Greetings, mofos.
Are you out of George Dickel number 8, staring at a broken chess machine?
Well, don't want to spend the rest of the year tied to that couch?
Well, why don't you head on over to the 1 Hour a Night Facebook page and see what exciting stuff is going on there. It's a place to post all your daily progress in the hobby grind, as well as receive and give positive feedback. Also, there are usually a few interesting challenges going on.
That's right. All you have to do is search for 1 Hour a Night on Facebook. That's numeral 1 Hour a Night, all one word. Blood serum tests will be administered prior to approval.
Se til helvete og kom dere vekk. Det ikke en bikkje, det en slags ting. Den imiterer en bikkje, men det ikke det. Kom dere vekk, idioter!
What he said. Welcome back. So, we had a lovely game, Jason.
Yep.
And boy, the new, like that STC whatever table that we use, they have really improved it a great deal.
Yeah.
Especially considering how how much difficulty you have dropping the dice in the box. Like 90% of my joy in my life is just watching you try to drop dice in the dice rolling box.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this PG to G rated, so I'm just gonna.
And then just like he'll pick up the dice and he'll bring them over to the box, and I can see the cursor not over the box, but he stopped. I'm like, he's gonna drop them, and they drop and they fall on the table instead of going in the box. And then he does it again.
Well, the thing is, it does.
And then he does
up.
and then he does it a third time, and I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at I'm laughing at the situation, Jason. And then he selects all the dice and just hits the R button anyways. And that's my favorite when it never happens.
Oh no! Well, this time, even when I was pressing the R, it wasn't rolling them. That kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, that was weird.
And it would let me add extra dice. I mean, today was just weird. I think I just need to reboot.
It was a weird day. It was a weird day.
Yeah.
So, Jason, we played. See, I didn't put down the mission here. We were going to
the ritual,
culminate everything. We're going to culminate everything in this last battle in the cargo bay, where your sorcerer has decided to open a portal and summon demons to totally take over the ship.
Yeah.
And my goal was to have my rogue trader had to stop you from performing said ritual. So in a way, we bookended 9th edition with the ritual mission, because we started. Yeah. Our first mission that we played, we're like, wow, this mission looks awesome.
Yeah.
Was the Crusade mission, the ritual. And today we did the same one. Now we adjusted it slightly because it was originally an incursion mission.
Mm-hmm.
I put, instead of having a big deployment zone on one side for the defender and a small deployment zone on the other side for the attacker, we deployed you in the center with the rituals thing in the center.
Yeah.
And then I started all in reserve. And I was using a random reserve roll because as people came through the ship and at different times, including the squats, who some of them were out in space and getting in that way.
Mm-hmm. Because they'd find the Helldrake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of them had to fight the Helldrake, and some of them got. I think it was the. If you remember, there was a mission where I was trying to get outside the ship or something, and they were gonna walk on the skin of the ship to get to the cargo bay or something like that.
We didn't want to do that. Yeah.
Anyways, so that's how we were doing it. I was randomly coming in, but also I wasn't doing it with 9-inch buffer zone, but still I tried not to get too close. Right. Yeah. I did kind of govern myself in a narrative way. Like, I didn't have anybody come near the sorcerer because I felt like he psychically commanded the area all around him, Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what we decided to play. So it was, there were 4 objectives kind of representing holding the area in general. And then there was the ritual site in the center, and you got 10 points every time you completed the psychic ritual. And and we both got 10 points or 5 points when we were holding 2 objectives, and 5 points if we held more.
Mm-hmm.
For a total, there were 4 objectives on the table. And then I would score 30 victory points if I did slay the warlord.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember how our original game went, but I think perhaps in that mission we really hadn't figured everything out yet, and your demon prince was just kind of hanging out in the middle, and I shot him till he was dead. And this time that did not happen because infantry exists.
It did.
Yeah. So anyways, Jason, what did as the defender, what did your list look like?
So combination of Thousand Suns and Tzeentch Demons, Exalted Sorcerer, the star of the show, Disc of Tzeentch, the Incandium, Plasma Pistol, because I always take Plasma Pistols. Had a Temporal Manipulation, which is basically heal, Psychic Power, and the Sorcerer's Facade Cult Power, which is from Cult of Duplicity. It's basically teleport and smite. So Battlescribe has had some real nice upgrades recently. Like you can actually do a Crusade narrative list, and you can start adding your boons and whatnot. And so he had earned the Crystalline Body boon. I think in our last campaign. And so I was able to add that because I kept forgetting about it. So that adds +1 toughness. And I'm hoping that Battlescribe, whenever they create the 10th edition, that they'll copy that stuff over, because it would be nice to put that together.
Yeah. Fortunately, according to the Crusade article, there's not much has changed. So hopefully that'll be
great. Yeah. So that's the sorcerer. I brought Infernal Master. Normally this guy's just kind of a dead man walking. He's not the star of the show, but because we did need to do some ritual stuff here, he became the warlord. He took a couple of Infernal packs, Bladed Maelstrom and Fires of the Abyss. Smite and Sorcerer's Facade is his Cult of Duplicity power. Cool. It's weird. I never did get this answered, I guess, this question answered. If you run the cult, you have an option of taking another power for psychic, and so I never take more than like Smite and the Sorcerer's Facade power, just because I'd like to be able for them to wait. That means he could have teleported, but he was doing the ritual. Okay. So that's always kind of iffy and kind of weird.
Yeah.
I did take the Changeling. Will this model actually do something also known as Dead Man Walking 2? He had Smite. I didn't bother to choose something else because there's no point. Took the Termi Sorcerer and his 5 Termis, Sorcerer's Facade and Smite, so another teleport. Took 2 squads of Rubrics and Doombolt and Smite for each of those, plus Plasma Pistols for the Sorcerers.
Mm-hmm. Plasma Pistol Sorcerer. That's what you do.
There's no reason not to.
It's like having a Smite in gun form.
Yeah.
It's gun Smite.
I did take 3 squads of 6 Flamers. They're going to nerf the Flamers so hard in the next edition. And I have this may be like the last time I play them. I just have this feeling they're just going to get smacked down. I did take a Hellbrute. This is the first time I've run the Hellbrute in this campaign. In fact, I was thinking about it as we were talking today, and I have not fielded a Hellbrute since, drumroll please, 6th edition.
Wow.
With the solo narrative mission that GW included with the Dark Vengeance box. So like one of my first games was learning how to play against the Hellbrute. So I have not used a Hellbrute since 2013. Whoa, wow. 10 years. Okay. I also took a Spawn with me because I had the extra points, so why not?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What did you bring?
For this mission,
everything. That's right.
I did have everything. My list was super illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, so illegal. Like illegal, not just in like unit choice, but also force organization slot, battlefield role, but also like I was using faction rules that I shouldn't have because I wasn't Battleforged. It's just the best. We cheated so much. Yeah. Anyways,
I brought more. I'm only supposed to bring. Was it 1,500 points? I would have to bring like 375 points of demons the most, and I think I brought like 500 or 600.
Yeah,
because horrors too. But as you noticed, I don't care about them. They can all die. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
They can. Yeah. And anyways, so I brought a rogue trader with a unit of the voidsmen, and I brought 3 sniper squads and 3 5-model units of scions.
Yeah.
A 10-model unit of scions, a unit of Bulgrin.
Oh yeah. How could I forget them?
Yeah, the navigator and the colonel with their unit, their command squad, and including what's his name? Blockade. I always forget. Bulkhead. Chief Bulkhead, the Ogren bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a contingent of squats. I had the Iron Hero Champion.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about them.
Yeah, the 3 heavy weapon guys with a graviton gun. The 3 bikers. So the what were they? What are they? I always forget what they're called. Anyways, the 3 bikers, like the Outrider guys, and I lost my list. I lost my picture. I took a picture, and just a unit of guard of troops.
Did you get the command squad in there?
Yeah, the command. Yeah, the command squad with the bodyguard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a pretty good unit there.
Yeah, it is, right? Like so. Yeah. So yeah, that's the interesting thing. So you put an apothecary in there, gives them 5+, feel no pain, right? But if you put an ogre in there, the ogre acts like a bodyguard. Like the entire squad gets its toughness.
Yeah.
And also with the feel no pain, and the 2-up save, he just becomes like a super tank.
Yeah.
But command squads are they're just sitting ducks. There are a whole lot of points and they're sitting ducks. I think that's pretty nice that they can kind of walk around and do stuff, hide behind this Ogren's shield and get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still gonna die eventually.
Just gonna take
as long
a while.
as they get in combat. You need to get those guys in combat, because if they're outside of combat, they can use a stratagem to bring the Ogren back to life. Well, at least in 9th edition. Ooh. So that never happened in our game because I'm a hero, and
we got stuck in pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't back down. Heck no.
Not like my exalted sorcerer who kept bouncing around all over the place. We'll talk about that more.
So for the terrain, I found a kill team cargo bay terrain on the warehouse site. So I took that and I additively loaded it to the normal size battlefield, and I just started copy pasting all the cargo containers and stuff, and it worked out pretty nicely.
Malwart,
cargo containers. So you deployed in the center. And I didn't have anything deployed.
Yeah,
and unlike your Demon Prince from our first Crusade mission, this mission, your Infernal Master was surrounded.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was. I bubble wrapped him in flamers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just bubble wrapped
in 18 flamers surrounding him. So he was in a pretty good spot. Someone learned his lesson. I think that's good. It's good when we can all learn, right? So I was lucky enough to roll to go first.
Yeah.
It really didn't matter a whole lot. I had the Hearthguard with the Thunder. Okay, that's what they're called, the Thunderkin.
Oh, okay.
Thunderkin came on, and I had the character attached to it. Well, not attached, but like next to him.
Mm-hmm.
I did one. If there was an HQ, I just did one roll for the HQ plus a unit they were hanging out with.
Yeah, that's better.
I did. I brought in the command squad, 2 small Scion squads, 2 units of snipers, and the Bulgrin also came on. I still had the Pioneers. That's what they're called, the Pioneers. Pioneers were still out in space. Yeah, they were still out in space. The Hearthkin Warriors were out. The Rogue Trader and her retinue were still out. The big squad of Scions were still out. Another small squad of Scions was still out, and 1 Rattling squad was still hiding underneath one of the transports.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for a good time to shoot. I tossed a few shots around, but I didn't really get on. I only got on 1 objective, and I didn't really do a whole lot of damage. I almost was thinking, ooh, maybe it would have been better if I went second. The Bulgrin did charge the Terminators, and you rolled 24 bolter shots at me. How many hits did you get, Jason?
0. Somehow 0. I managed to get 0 6s. Wait, you took a picture of it and posted on the Discord because I couldn't believe
I had to share it.
Yeah, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, it blew my mind. That was a lot of shots to not roll 6s on, and I did manage to finish off 1 Terminator during that turn on the charge there.
Mm-hmm.
But that was basically my turn. I knew I needed to get on 2 objectives in order to score next turn, but I really didn't have anything that was going to survive long enough to warrant getting that close to the Flamers.
So I basically just ran. I had prepped myself to get close to the objectives once my round started, and the Dreadnought the Hellbrute, ran over and grabbed an objective.
That was super smart, dude. He's one of the less angry Hellbrutes.
Yeah.
He had a simmering rage, right?
Yeah. So it wasn't full on.
He never lost control of that objective.
Yeah,
not once.
Yeah, he just said. Well, I was afraid that if I moved him, he'd die.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and basically, I was moving all of my people to try and grab objectives, or at least, contest them.
Right.
The Infernal Master, did he kill off 1 Bulgrin in
with the psychic powers and the, what are they called?
Oh, the Infernal Pact. So he did that in the order phase.
Yeah, Infernal Pacts. Yeah. Because he was still trying to do the ritual, and then I denied the ritual with my navigator.
Yeah, and so my sorcerer decided to jump over the navigator and smite him to death, or smite him for three wounds, and had a few different sorcerers and whatnot, and smite a few other squads. And in the shooting, I had a choice. I could have shot the navigator with a plasma pistol, or I could have burned through the witches. And so I burned through the witches.
Yeah, that was big deal because I had to stop you from doing that ritual. That was very important. And she's also kind of a big character in the story. So it was cool to see that she just caught fire.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah, that was, I think I've only used the flame part of the staff like 3, maybe 4 times. But it worked well. So,
yeah, and not only that, without the navigator, the ship can't go.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's the big. Regular psychers could try.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out well for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big deal if the navigator does not survive this battle.
So
what else?
This. So I did have that spawn, which I'll be honest, spawn are just there to kind of die and look pretty. And so I think I'd shot up a bunch of the scions and then ran the spawn directly into them, and he wiped them.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, do you want to leave him where he is, or do you want him to, get in with the ratlings? I was like, let's get into it with the ratlings. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. and it was a good thing you did, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I would have been shot off the table.
Yeah. So, and people are thinking, really? Well, you got to remember, the whole point of this mission is for his warlord to survive to do the ritual.
Which, let's be honest, I understand that concept. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the rest of the army units arrive from reserves on my next turn, which was shocking to me. I'm like, wow, they came on quick. Even a 3+, it's still not super guaranteed. I don't score at the start of the turn. I'm not on enough objectives. The rogue trader, she headed straight for like trying to break the center. She went forward, and Colonel Tembo moved to intercept the sorcerer who just killed the navigator.
Yeah.
Because he was right over there. You kind of appeared between him and the rogue trader when you teleported.
That's true.
So like my idea is to take back as many objectives as possible to maintain the stalemate until I can kill so like if you score 10 and I score 10, that's fine, and keep doing that as long as I can kill the the Infernal Master by like turn 3 or 2. I should be fine. So my shooting doesn't really do a whole lot. I killed 2 rubrics and converted some pinks into blues and some blues into brimstones on the one side.
Yeah.
But and the Einherjar champion goes into the pinks and kills a couple. And the command squad runs after the sorcerer, and the Bulgrin does 2 damage to the Terminators.
Mm-hmm.
The Pioneers make some really bad life choices in the vicinity of the Hellbrute.
Yeah.
When they flew in, they charged in, and I thought maybe they'll tie him up for a little bit. Well, the Hellbrute's fist does 3 damage, and they have a 3-up save, and
he had 2 fists.
He had 2 fists, so you ended up wounding with 3 of them, and therefore I had 3 dead bike people. So you live and you learn, and the Hellbrute, that was his objective the entire game after that.
Just
because all of my infantry that could kill it with Melta or maybe Plasma were elsewhere. So
they're on the other side of the board.
Yeah. So the one Bulgrin remaining tanks the 4 Scarab Occult Terminators. Again.
Oh yeah.
He is a champion. And then the Bulgrin bodyguard, only you attack me with Incandium in Overwatch and in combat.
Yeah.
And only managed to do like 2 wounds.
Yeah.
On the Bulgrin guarding the squad. Yeah, it is bonkers.
Yeah.
But that was my turn.
He's good. He's really good in there.
Really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. Yeah. And I'm on a lot of objectives at the end of turn 2, which is not surprising because everything came on. Yeah. But on turn 2, you managed to score 5 points just because I couldn't totally push you off of all the objectives.
Yeah, I think that what was it? I had
the pink horrors
and
I got into them, but I couldn't get them to fail morale because I
auto-passed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The Infernal Master tries to kill the dumb Bulgrin with Infernal Pact and does kill one of them out of 3.
Yep.
The Exalted Sorcerer, who is in combat with the Bulgrin and the command squad, nopes out of there, just teleports out.
That spell is, you're so cheap, you coward.
Yeah, but isn't that how it works? They should know to get out. That's why they lived 10,000 years. The sorcerer then healed 1 wound on himself through temporal manipulation, which I was really bummed that that I rolled so low. A few mortal wounds get passed around through smite and whatever. Ritual roll successful, some shooting, some voidsmen fall, some scions fall. A whole squad of rattlings died to the term he's shooting them up.
Poor ratlings.
So the changeling was out there. It was taking shots, I think, on the navigator or someone. I don't remember. And it was just standing out there, and there's a big squad of scions just about to start shooting it up. And so I was like, let's charge that group of scions and see what happens. So it did take out one scion. The mimic ability of the changeling is just so odd.
It is weird.
Yeah.
The old version of the changeling, as problematic and stupid as it was way cooler.
Yeah.
Where you actually just became the other model. That is way more fun.
So the spawn, remember the spawn that had had been touching the ratlings? Well, you had dropped them back because I think you were wanting to, let someone shoot them up. And the spawn went ahead, charged the ratlings again, and smashed two of them.
Poor ratlings.
Yeah.
You'll get yours, I assure you.
That's what we need to do is have
and by get yours, I mean eat the poor ratlings.
We're going to go through and find like the ratling home planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on turn 3, I again don't score any points because you totally took over the objectives. And the Hearthkin warriors won't be distracted by that stupid sorcerer that just teleported near them.
Yeah.
Instead, they and all the other Votan move forward, just like laser focused on thinning out the screen.
I was wondering if you were going to come after me.
Yeah, I thought about it. I moved models. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Don't fall for this. Get in there.
I was kind of hoping you would have, just like, I can take those guys out real quick.
Then my command squad starts heading towards the Terminators.
Yeah.
Can I say this? Go ahead.
So this turn, the entire time, Quinn is making like barfing noises, like nonstop. And it's the I don't want to do it because some people like have like sympathetic puking, but it was like very real sounding, and I kept looking up at the picture, at the video, going, is he throwing up? Is he okay?
No, he's just watching videos of what he calls house potties. A house potty is a house potty. It's a potty that's just it's the whole house. The whole house is a potty.
Like an outhouse?
Like they're reviews of different brands of outhouses. Okay. It's fine. He'll learn a trade and make lots of money. That's fine. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. It's a little blue.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. No, he's super smart. He's just going to be into some weird stuff.
Well, that Venn diagram's a circle, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nerds. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and also Apple Tree. Let's be honest. I'm not making fun of Quinn. I'm making fun of everything about me that he is inheriting. God help him. Okay. So the squats managed to kill a lot of the horrors. Yeah. Some of them turn into blues, but your rolls to split have been not great this game.
No, they actually were pretty lousy.
Yeah.
But I mean, we also, with the new codex, I say new, the 9th edition codex, caps horrors at 10 pinks. Mm-hmm. And I think, if you ran a squad of 20, that had the opportunity to just bog everything down and stop things. Yeah. 10 doesn't do that at all.
So right now the battle's kind of in two fronts. So your long edge over there is where all of the Votan came in and started shooting up the pink horrors and some of the flamers that are over on that side. On the other side is where the Bulgarin were, and they didn't really push back the Terminators at all. So I was hoping that the command squad could come in and do that. Yeah.
I was surprised the Termies didn't move.
Oh yeah, well, that's true. I didn't I did keep you from advancing, but it's not like you
Yeah.
needed to advance. Well, I did deny the objective a couple times there. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I think I did manage to stop you before you could use them to score with, which was really nice.
And the thing is, at one point, those termies were objective secured, I think. Or maybe it was a stratagem that made them objective secured. I don't remember.
Could be. I don't know. Or a spell. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, or more likely a stratagem.
Yeah, more likely a stratagem. So the hearth can wipe out the horrors in combat. Oh, right. I skipped the most important part. The rattlings do the only one unit of rattlings I have left are standing on top of a double stack of crates, and they get a bead on the Infernal Master, yeah. And they do manage to put 3 wounds on him by rolling 2 6s to wound and getting mortal wounds.
Yeah.
The priest has 1 wound remaining.
Yeah.
This will not be the last time he has 1 wound remaining, by the way. I was so mad that the rattlings almost like it would have been poetic if it was the rattlings that won me.
That would have been funny. Yeah, that would have been funny.
Can you imagine how epic that would be?
Funny.
Yeah. Anyways, so the command squad does manage to kill a Terminator, but really what it's doing is just bogging them down.
Yeah.
The changeling tanks the scions, and
somehow.
Your spawn takes a wound while eating the rest of the hobbits it was fighting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I think that the spawn, if I'd had another unit of snipers,
yeah,
I think I would have killed that guy.
Probably.
I think so.
I think he had 2 wounds left at the end of the game.
Your choice to charge those hobbits, I think, won you the game.
That's weird. Yeah, probably.
So,
my bloodthirsty, the hobbits was helpful.
And yeah, the Bulgrin bodyguard survives.
Dude.
He took some damage.
Dude, but they kept punching him and they wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane how much, like, if I go up against Rubric Terminators, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get messed up. But yeah, it was awesome. So your turn 3.
Okay, so ritual was successful again.
Yep. So we're starting to see a deficit here.
Yeah, the Infernal Master is down to 1 wound. So my Exalted Sorcerer decided that he wanted to get within healing range, which is I think 12 inches. Yeah, it's 12 inches for that. He teleports using his Cabal points, which I don't use Cabal points very often because I forget about them. But, they're nice to have. He does heal the Infernal Master of 3 wounds, so he's back up to full points.
So upset.
But there was a reroll involved. Yeah,
I was so upset with you about this because those poor rattlings, for the first time all edition, they actually managed to do something useful, and you ruined it.
Yeah. Your Bulgrin from the command squad, was that the command squad Bulgrin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally fell to smite. And I think that was from the Terminator sorcerer. Your rogue trader came around to be in view of my wall of flamers. And
well, to be fair, she did have a unit with her, but not for long.
Not for long. So the flamers finally shoot the rogue trader, and we didn't even bother counting. It was no point.
No.
The fun part, though, was the rogue trader puppy did bite the Infernal Master for 1 mortal wound, which if he had not been healed by the sorcerer, would have literally taken him down.
Yes, that's so funny.
Let's see. The Terminators finally kill, and they killed 2 more models in the command squad, leaving like 3 or 4 left. The rest of the combats are a little flaccid in that
just a lot of whiffing and tanking going on.
The changeling,
everything's in a holding position. Yeah, no, Changeling did nothing, and I didn't do much to them either because they have that toughness 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of this is kind of like a holding pattern before we're trying to see, if you ever get to, sometimes you see in movies and stuff where you have a battle going on and it's kind of like they're just grinding against each other, waiting for that tipping point, that one thing that changes everything.
That's where we worked into turn 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was looking at it going, well, we need to record tonight. Let's start.
So I scored 10 points at the start of turn 4.
Yep.
And that felt really good because I kind of edged up a little bit there, getting a little bit closer to where if I did manage to slay your warlord this turn, I would win the game. My shooting tears up the flamers. I put a lot of guns into the flamers, and instead of trying to kill one unit, I split my fire. That way, when I charge in, the Overwatch, no matter who I'm going into, is not going to be as bad.
Yeah.
So I start whittling down the flamer squads.
Yeah. That needed to happen because they were just they're just there as such a big target. Yeah.
The stupid priest gets down to 1 wound again from the snipers, who the snipers had moved. They have done the move, shoot, move the previous turn.
Yeah.
So when they move back out of cover, they have heavy weapons. So I'm hitting on 4s instead of 3s. I still do enough mortal wounds, and you fail one of your saves. Like, oh my gosh!
Right back down to 1 wound. Yeah,
go back down to 1 wound. I couldn't do anything about it. So the squats charge in again. Oh, sorry. First, the one Scion squad charges in just to soak up Overwatch.
Oh yeah,
they turn into, like, you set them on fire and they like meld with the carpet or something and become an ooze monster because that's the flames of Tzinch. So they charge in. Then the Scion squad gets to charge in.
Mm-hmm.
The squats unit gets to charge in.
Yeah, I knew they were going to take out a lot of flamers.
Yeah. So that includes like the Hearthkin and the Einherjar champion.
Yeah, that champion that scared me. Like, I saw that champion on the board, I was like, oh, this is going to be tough.
Yeah, the squad, the Hearthkin warriors get that squad down to 1 model, and the champion gets his squad down to 2, I think, remaining. So that felt really good to have them. Oh, when the Hearthkin were able to consolidate Boop into the 3rd squad, so that nobody was going to get flamered next turn, which was nice.
Yeah.
So finally the command squad falls to valiant combat. It did. They died heroes. Yeah. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You score that objective you're going to score that objective for the first time the whole game because of all of that attention they'd been getting. The Scions destroy the Changeling, the one that they've been in combat with for a few turns. So that big Scion squad would have punched a big hole in your center. So sending the Changeling actually ended up working great for you.
Yeah, I did it on accident. It wasn't like high intellect.
Fair.
I'm going to say this because I wrote it in the notes. Like, fast dice, going through and having dice
colors,
like, the colors that will be this and that. They don't work well in Tabletop Simulator, so don't even bother. Just don't. Keep doing fast dice in real life, but man, TTS, don't worry about it.
So you healed your stupid Infernal Master again.
My part of turn 4, I healed the Infernal Master back up to 4, and we're kind of looking at this, and I was like, well, what will I do? And I think the only way you could win is if you had killed my Infernal Master, so I teleported him away.
and then it became a moot point.
Yeah.
At that juncture. Yeah. You teleport him away. You're like, oh, the ritual is complete. You can leave now and not get murdered by rattling snipers, apparently.
Oh, no. So, your champion would have gone through and
that's true.
Stomped him into not the ground, but underneath the ground. Because I've seen that champion. I've seen that champion. It just stomps through things, you know.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So, yeah, you did the smart thing. The ritual was successful. There was no need to stick around. You teleported him away, and except for a few cursory rolls to see what happens, we were done. Yep. And chaos has been victorious in the Incursion in Lucky Space campaign. Congratulations, Jason.
It was fun. I'm going to keep this same sorcerer. We'll see what 10th edition brings. You know, maybe I'll bring the Infernal Master back, but no, let's bring a new Infernal Master. It'll be the same sorcerer. Everyone else just gets replaced. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. I have found it very difficult to play this army.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of different sources. So it's not just, whining about GW. Too many books to play one army. This is stupid. I hate Games Workshop. Bleh. It's not like that. I literally chose to play the Rogue Traders, which literally have conceivably have whatever book you want.
Yeah.
If you're playing it like just pure narrative. So that is partially my fault.
It was a fun narrative though, and it's a good narrative.
Oh, sure.
That's
absolutely.
That's what you expected to have on that ship, a rogue trader and all of his homies.
Yep.
No,
you're absolutely right. And it's fun. It's a fun army, I think, to build, but I think it's too much for me to do again, at least until I build the actual army and I play it a lot. Yeah. I think I would feel fine doing another campaign with it. But why don't we do the narrative wrap up of the campaign? Then we'll come back after a break and close out the show.
Okay.
Come here, boy. Get the ball. Come on, Max. Get the ball. Mom, Max won't get the ball. He's lazy.
I think I know why your Zote is being lazy, Jenny.
Why, Mom?
Because you forgot to feed him Zotabix today.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Zotabix contains all the nutrients and random animal parts a growing Zote craves. It not only provides our Zote with the energy it needs to play with you and protect our home, but it also keeps its chitinous shell fresh and shiny.
Oh, boy. I'd better feed Max his Zotabix.
Yes, you had.
Zotabix is made in part from grade A Astra Militarum post-engagement byproduct and is infused with 112 essential vitamins and minerals harvested from your Zote's natural habitat, the finest desert depths. Zotabix is available in any shopping center on worlds where Zotes are allowed or where the Imperium's inexorable influence has not yet reached.
Hey Archons, does 9th edition have you feeling like the Slith Party Bus just doesn't have enough party for you? Well, if you want to put a little shock back into your shock brow, you need the Slith Party On! That's right, Archons, for 736 points, you can take 3 Archons, 12 Slith, and a Tantalus. It's the Slith Party On! Now I know what you're thinking. Couldn't I take Drazar, 15 Incubi and a Tantalus, aka the Incubi Murder Boat, for 51 less points? Sure you could, but it wouldn't be the Slith Party On! But is it legal? Oh yeah! Is it awesome? Oh yeah! Is it any good on the table? No! It's the all-new Slith Party On. Sort of awesome. Party On! Really hilarious. Party On! It's the Slith Party On!
The vid feeds were simultaneously promising and vexing. Vera had, in reality, hoped to save their vessel, the Hubris of Saint Uther. That would have been preferable to the alternative. Still, one did not reach her status without making the best of even the worst of situations. The cargo bay was a cacophony of activity. Las bolts and tracer fire streaked between the stacked mass conveyance containers. Whorls of empiric energy coalesced and roiled everywhere, distorting not only the images portrayed on the screens, but in reality itself. The empiric activity was centered on a single location where an unholy storm was being summoned. The sounds of death crackled across the Vox connections. Human screams, Votan curses, Ogren bellows, and rattling squeals. Colonel Clay Tembo and his brave squad of elite troopers, shielded by his Ogren bodyguard, Chief Bulkhead, strode into battle with ancient foes in Baroque Terminator battleplate. They held their own. The huge warriors of chaos fought in almost mechanical fashion, as if they were life-sized marionettes. The Terminator's attacks rained on Chief Bulkhead's slab shield and the Colonel's refractor field, sparks of corpuscent exploding with each blow. Ratlings crawled out of service ducts and out from under cargo lifters in order to line up shots with their sniper rifles. Accurate shots rang out amidst the din. A single figure in the center of the maelstrom bucked with each hit, but his superhuman physiology, infused with unholy power, ameliorated any effect the Ratling's efforts should have had on him. Einhir champion Van Stoic waded into battle against the beings from beyond the veil with blind confidence bordering on arrogance. They could not touch him. His blows disapparated one demon after another, while streaks of weapons from his fellow Votan cut down any would-be flankers. Van made up a new curse in alphabetical order for each neverborn abomination he slew. No matter how many he killed, more stood up to take their place. He was so close to the center of the maelstrom, yet could not seem to reach the foe at the center, no matter how many of the enemy he flattened with his hammer. One by one, his Hearthkin bodyguard began to fall. Their armor and flesh fused into a gruesome melange of cursed sculptures. The Van Vranken family elite voidsmen died by the dozens attempting to stop whatever ritual was being performed in the cargo bay. Their relic weapons, no matter how advanced or supercharged, could not cut through the neverborn's scintillating skin. Men and women Vera had known for decades died screaming as their skin bubbled and changed into agonizing fire. Their flesh bubbled and fizzed on the deck plating, not quite dead even in such a primordial state. Spawn from hell tracked down and gobbled up the Ratlings one by one, though the little vermin managed to land a few retaliatory blows with their little stolen dinner cutlery they called combat knives. Not a one was able to scurry away undevoured. Chief Bulkhead fell. The Terminator sorcerer's staff landed a decisive blow against his slab shield, which exploded, sending a chunk of adamantium through his shocked expression and out the back of his head. Although one sorcerer's bodyguards was crumpled like a tin soup can in the Ogren's death throes, this left the colonel and his retinue open to attack. They were cut down even as they attempted to skewer the ancient revenants with their bayonets. "Sister!" a voice crackled across the Vox. "Pull us out! We cannot stop the ritual!" Vera considered simply cutting the comms link. Instead, she said, "I know, Anna. I am afraid I realized this some time ago." "Extract us, Vera!" Anna repeated. "I am no longer aboard our ship. I am on the Votan's shuttle. Iron Master Fainrot and I are using the Hubris of Saint Uther as a shield against the other enemy scout. We will be out of comms range soon." Static crackled across the connection as the realization dawned on her elder sister. "If you are responsible for this, you are damned." "Oh no," Vera replied. "I didn't want any of this. I am just making the best of a bad situation." More static than her sister's reply. "Well played, my dear. Well played indeed." The vid and the Vox feeds began to close one after the other until only one view remained. The wide-angle shot captured the brilliant birth of a portal to the immaterium. Dozens, scores, hundreds of beings emerged from the aperture. Anna's small form was immolated by flame and contorted into a grisly image of its former self. It turned fully around to gaze into the feed without moving its legs. Its face was pulled back into a toothy grin that made Vera's eyes water. Just as a pair of lithe tongues began to curl out from between its teeth, the screens went dead. A chill suddenly permeated her core. She shook her head. How long had she been staring at the screen? A cool voice behind her said, "Something was coming out through the connection. I had to disengage my limiter." Vera turned and rubbed her temples. She regarded the lithe figure in royal purple carapace armor with gratitude. "No need to apologize. Thank you." She looked up at the command dais. "And thank you, Forge Master. I hope you were able to save most of your people." The Votan scowled. "Whether or not the losses were acceptable remains to be seen." Vera smiled. "Not to worry. Whatever reservations my family had in dealing with your clan died with my sister. Let's make haste. We have a trade empire to build. All of us." The end.
Cool. Oh, okay.
So, yeah, a little double crossing between family members. No big deal.
Well, that's rogue traders for you. Yeah. That's cool.
So,
worked well.
Again, I think for the next one, I was saying, oh, should I do orcs? Should I do Drukhari? I started with Drukhari last edition, and I kind of feel like I'd like to go back to doing orcs.
Okay.
Just to play them and do our first games with the new edition using the orcs so that I can start to
really get the orcs under your fingers.
Yeah. I'd like to do that in the beginning to make sure I can always pick up any army because I have 26,000 points painted. So, yeah.
Well, now you have 26,000. If they go through and repoint them, you could have yourself back at 30 or 40.
Yeah, you're right. I do hope there's a lot more points granularity. That way, you have a little bit of bloat there. Yeah, I remember redoing my spreadsheet in when the edition changed, and I'm not doing that again. No. So
that's funny.
and you're definitely gonna keep doing the
Thousand Suns. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Love it. All right. I'll let's do some brainstorming on what we want to do. I think, if our first 10th edition game might be different armies depending on what is available.
Right.
But I think that'll only be one game, and then we'll start getting into the actual Crusade content. Does that sound good to you, buddy?
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, we know that there's going to. They have told us that day one they would be dropping. What was it? They'd be dropping index points for everybody.
Yeah. All the indexes are going to be available.
Yeah.
They promised at the beginning everything would be free. So don't worry about that. So that's good. Okay. So, next episode, it will either be a 9th edition like post-mortem and catch up with us as we talk about what we've been working on and what we're looking forward to. But if not, it'll probably be the first 10th edition topic episode.
Yeah.
I am not sure. I have to talk to Jason about the schedule of how we're going to do it. There are some intricacies that we have to go over, but rest assured there will be content.
Yes, there will be content. We'll talk about what we can talk about, and we won't talk about what we can't talk about.
Right. I might be too tired to understand what that meant.
Well, known knowns and unknown knowns and known unknowns.
Why is a raven like a writing desk? And until then,
play the game the way you want to.
That wasn't even a real segue. I just said until then, just after whatever we said.
Yeah, I know. Well, if we didn't really segue into the outro either, so whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. All right, well, everyone enjoy this because it's still recording.
Oh, good. We'd love it if you could give us a positive rating and review on iTunes.
If you'd like to keep in contact with us, you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter by searching for Masters of the Forge.
And you can follow our hobby progress on Instagram with the hashtag Masters of the Forge.
If you'd like to engage with us directly, you can always join our Discord server.
To do so, or if you have any questions, topic suggestions, or if you'd like to advertise your creative hobby endeavor,
contact us at mastersoftheforge@gmail.com.
Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/mastersoftheforge. Thanks.
This podcast is protected by the Creative Commons Attribution, No Derivatives, Non-Commercial International License. More information about this license and contact information if you have any requests can be found at our blog, mastersoftheforge.com.
It's such a good feeling to play games your way. It's such a happy feeling 40K'ing away. And when you throw dice with story in mind, it's such a wonderful way to unwind. It's a good feeling, a very good feeling, the feeling you know that we'll be back when the fortnight's new, and we'll have new ideas for you, and you'll have things you'll want to talk about. We will too.